A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Saturday's edition of News First Weekend, coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Of the Inter-University Students' Federation. Minister Navin Dissanayake says the second tier of the United National Party is ready.
And now the stories in detail. Wheat flour manufacturers have increased the price of wheat flour by 5 rupees with effect from midnight yesterday.
Accordingly, 1 kilogram of wheat flour is now priced at 100 rupees. Wheat flour manufacturers charged that the decision was taken after taking into consideration the depreciation of the rupee and the increasing prices in the world market. When Newsfirst inquired the matter from the Consumer Affairs Authority, they said that the government has not taken any decision to increase the price of wheat flour. They also said that the manufacturers have reached a decision to increase the price. However, wheat flour was being sold at the revised price at shops.
පිටිවලින් වැඩ කරන කට්ටිය මේ පැත්තේ මුගක් දුප්පත් කට්ටිය තමයි අපි පොඩි කඩයක් කරගෙන යන්නේ. එන පිටිය ඉඩියාපතම්මන එකත් නතර වෙයි. පිටිමිටියකින් 250ක් වැඩි කරලා තිනවා. පිටිමිටියකින් පොඩි සුළු ලාභයයි හම්බෙන්නේ අපිට. මේක පිටිනේ විකුණන්න වෙන්නේ අන්තිමට අපිට. මේක මොනවාරි එකක් පිළිවෙලක් වුණොත් ලොකු දෙයක්.
Bakery owners have drawn their attention towards increasing the prices of their products.
ආස්ලාට පඩි දෙන්න ඕනේ එහෙම මේ පාම් මිල වැඩි වුණාම මිනිස්සු අපේ ඇඟට ගොඩ වෙනවා. ඉතින් බේකරි වහලා දාලා දැන් අපටත් වෙන්නේ ආණ්ඩුවේ රස්සාවකට ගිහිල්ලා මේ වැඩ කරන්න තමයි.
Estate residents are mostly using food made using wheat flour for their day-to-day consumption. The price increase will affect them as well.
රාම රොටි තමයි උදේට කාලා යන්නේ මගේ ළමයි ඉස්කෝලේ යනවා අපිට වෙන කෑම જાති හදන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ සල්ලිත් නැහැ
දැන් පිටි ගණන් වැඩි මේ පඩි වලින් රුපියල් මේ පිටි ගන්න ගියාම මොහොමත් අපිට පිටි අරන් කෑම අරන් අදාගෙන
A student who was receiving education at the Sabaragamu University had been the victim of a ragging incident in the year 2014. She had been unwell after the incident and had committed suicide in the year 2015. The girl's mother had lodged a complaint at the police headquarters yesterday seeking justice for her daughter's death.
The student, Amali Chaturika, had been suffering from depression after being a victim of a ragging incident. She had received medication and she was to be sent back to the same university in 2015. She had written a letter and committed suicide before she was sent back to the university. Her parents charged that the authorities have not taken any action regarding those who are mentioned in the letter by their daughter before her demise. Her mother had lodged a complaint against the Sabaragamu University, the University Grounds Commission, as well as the Homagama police station.
මගේ දුවට දැන් නැති වෙලා ඉවරයි වෙන ඉස්සරහට එන ළමයෙකුට හරි මේ වගේ මානසික කම්පනයක් කරලා ඒ ළමයිගේ ජීවිත නැති කරන්න නැතුව සාමාන්‍ය ළමයින්ට ආසලා හිතන විදිහට එම කැම්පස් එකේ ඉගෙන ගන්න ලබා දෙන්න ඒ සලස්වන්න කියලා තමයි මම මොකද මට දැන් මම ජීවිත කාලෙම දැන් තනියෙන් මට ඉන්න වෙන්නේ මට දරුවෙක් නැහැ මං විඳින ඇත්තටම මං විඳින වේදනාව කිසිම අම්මා කෙනෙකුට ලැබෙන්න එපා මගේ දරුවා කැම්පස් ගිය නිසායි මට නැති වුණේ ඒ ළමයා සාමාන්‍ය ළමයෙක් විදිහට හිටියනවා අදටත් ඉන්නවා පොලිස් පත්තුමාගෙන් ඉතාමත් කාරුණික ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා.
The suspects have been named. We very kindly request the IGP to record statements from the suspects and to hold a broad investigation. The daughter who passed away has left the evidence behind. Her diary says everything. Minister of Higher Education Vijayadasa Rajapaksa says that over 1,000 students stop university education annually as a result of ragging.
They
enter the university and they register and then they leave. 99% of the students leave because of ragging. 1,989 students have left in the last 2 years. The Inter-University Students Federation claims that they protect the education. They chase away about 1,000 students out of the universities or they break their limbs. There are students who have passed away due to being unwell as a result. If the IUSF hold 1,000 more protests, if we have decided not to do something, the decision will be final. You cannot obtain anything by protesting. Tell me what you have obtained thus far after protesting for so long.
The government decided to change the name of the Mahapola Trust Fund to Lalit Atulat Mudali Mahapola Scholarship Fund recently. Speaking to Newsfirst, Minister of Higher Education Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa said the fund will be made an independent body by re-establishing the Mahapola Lottery and the Mahapola Trade Exhibition.
Around
375,000 students have been benefited by this because of the generosity of Lalit Atulat Mudali. When I questioned the final year medical students about the founder of Mahapola, they didn't know who it was. So we are doing this to appreciate his service.
Mahapola අරමුදලෙන් කොපමණ මුදලක් අහිමි වෙලා තියෙනවද?
අපිට ලැබෙන්න තිබුණු මුදල් අපිට නැතුව ගියා. එකක් සමාගම් දෙකක් හදලා
We didn't get the sum of money we were supposed to get. One was because the money was invested after establishing two companies. They have spent a huge sum of money to maintain the two companies. Secondly, it was because they didn't know about investing money in stock markets. The Mahapola Fund is free from taxes according to the Act, but the money was invested through two companies. So now the Mahapola Fund owes 500 million. This has been going on for 15 years during several previous regimes. I have requested for cabinet approval to obtain instructions from the Attorney General.
ස්ලිට් එක රජයට පවරා ගන්න යනවද ඇමතුමා?
ස්ලිට් එක රජයේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය. ඒ මහපොළට අයිති.
SLIT is a government university. It is built on a land owned by the Mahapola Fund. During the recent past, there has been a change in the administration without the approval of the trust fund and by violating the law. We have decided to restructure the system in a way where the profit earned by the institute will be credited to the Mahapola Fund. We have seen instances where representatives of the Inter-University Students Federation launch strike actions with various demands and cause burden to the general public. But are they launching strike actions for genuine reasons? Has the IUSF even once launched a strike action against ragging? Has the IUSF launched a strike action against the misappropriation of the Mahapola Trust Fund? For your attention.
A study conducted by Beijing's Peking University and Yale University in the USA reveals that chronic exposure to air pollution could hugely impact intelligence.
The study has analyzed verbal and math test results of 20,000 people of all ages above 10 between 2010 and 2014, comparing them to records of nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide pollution. It found that the longer people are exposed to pollution, the more impeded their cognitive ability is, and that language becomes more of a struggle than math. The Norochole coal power plant is one of the main emitters of this harmful gas, sulfur dioxide. There are 3 flue gas desulfurization systems fixed at the Norochole coal power plant to stop these harmful gases being emitted into the atmosphere. However, during a repair carried out at the second generator of the Norochole coal power plant, an accident caused a fire at the flue gas desulfurization system. Though the generator was restarted after being repaired, the authorities have not been able to repair the flue gas desulfurization system at the second generator. Thereby, sulfur dioxide, which is considered a toxic gas that impedes cognitive ability, is being released into the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide is also a main contributor of acid rains. Environmentalists say that sites that are of historic and sacred importance to Sri Lanka, like the Jayasree Mahabodhiya and the sacred Chaityas, as well as the water sources that are threatened as a result of the release of sulfur dioxide into the environment. When Newsfirst contacted the acting director of the Northwestern Province Central Environmental Authority, Saman Lenaduwa, said that as a means to reduce the sulfur dioxide emission, the second generator does not generate its full capacity of electricity, which is 300 megawatts. However, the workers at the coal power plant said the Norochole second generator is working at full capacity and is generating 300 megawatts. The environmental certificate granted by the North Central Province CEA to the Norochole coal power plant says 850 milligrams of sulfur dioxide can be released into the air when burning 1 cubic meter of coal. That is the policy of the country as well. However, experts point out that if the second generator is functioning without the flue gas desulfurization system, approximately 1,546 milligrams of sulfur dioxide will be released into the environment when burning 1 cubic meter of coal. It is evident that the officers attached to the North Central Province CEA, who should be committed to protecting the environment, are trying to sweep this matter under the carpet along with officials at the coal power plant.
The environmental protection license of Norochole had expired over 1.5 years ago. It was reported that this power plant alone had caused more than 63 environmental issues in the period before it was expired. Steps were not taken to stop them. That is why industries which do not carry out environmental impact assessments come into these areas. The Central Environmental Authority should have the power to enact the National Environmental Act.
The Rainforest Protectors of Sri Lanka, through a letter to President Maithripala Sirisena, requests that the Northwestern Province Central Environmental Authority be abolished as they are not heeding to orders of the Central Environmental Authority. The Northwestern CEA is the only environmental authority that operates under a provincial council, and environmentalists point out that this is an illegal institution. They charge that the Northwestern CEA had given approval to many industries, including the coal power plant, to operate in the Northwestern Province without carrying out proper environmental impact assessments.
Also in local news, prices of 10 high-cost cancer drugs and 25 medical equipment have been reduced with effect from today. Minister of Health Dr. Rajitha Senaratne made this revelation while attending the opening ceremony of the 39th Osusala of the State Pharmaceutical Corporation, constructed within the Peradeniya University premises.
Speaking at the event, the minister said the government will regulate the prices of 10 high-cost cancer drugs, 13 medicinal products and 2 medicinal equipment as well. Prices of 10 high-cost cancer drugs will be subject to control through the tender process. Under the 13 medicinal products that will be regulated are blood glucose meters and strips. The price of a blood glucose meter has been reduced to 2,750 rupees, which is a reduction of 48%. The price of a blood glucose meter strip has been brought down to 44 rupees. The price of a 10 milliliter of insulin administered to persons with diabetes has been brought down by We recently learned that the new industries have earned a profit of 6,292 million rupees annually. So that means they have earned a profit of 19,000 million rupees. I will regulate prices of 25 other drugs. The price of the injection used by cancer patients when I was appointed was 280,000 rupees. Those who were against this are now silent. I brought the price down to 148,000 rupees. I will reduce it to 95,000 rupees today. We have established 100% free health service in the country and we intend to continue it that way.
The Postgraduate Institute of Management of Sri Jayewardenepura University CEOs Forum 2018 was held in Colombo under the theme The Development Landscape of Sri Lanka in 2025 yesterday. The forum saw the participation of Minister of Finance and Mass Media Mangala Samaraweera and Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy.
The future of our economic growth must be through exports, entrepreneurship, FDI, and of course private enterprise. Sri Lanka needs private enterprise and investment, creating jobs in globally competitive sectors. And we have committed ourselves to removing all the 3,000 odd para tariffs we have by 2020, and I hope to remove another 1,000 to 200 or more this year. We have already passed anti-dumping and safeguards legislation to protect unfair trade practices. The government has also designed a trade adjustment program that will provide the tools to reskill workers and provide concessionary finance to help firms affected by competition to enhance their competitiveness.
Foundation stones were laid for the Siripavanagama and Samadagama model villages in Bellagassava Hambantota under the Samata Sevana Udagamana program. The event was graced by Deputy Leader of the UNP, Minister Sajith Premadasa.
Siripavangama and Sambandagama are the 1125th and the 1126th villages respectively constructed under the Gudagamana program. 22 houses are to be constructed in each of the two villages. Land deeds were also presented by the minister.
The previous government lived a very luxurious life over the victory of the war. They built themselves super luxury palaces in the provincial level. They didn't bother to provide a shelter to the poor people of this country. This is the same project that was launched at that time. I asked the people of this country who had a better housing development program. Was it during Mahinda Rajapaksa's time or was it during Maithripala Sirisena's time? Just compare the amount of houses that are being built back then and now. You can understand who the real patriot is and who the fake ones are.
Taking a look at more local stories, Minister of Plantation Industries Navin Dissanayake made a revelation about the second-tier leadership of the United National Party. He made these statements at a seminar held in Dehiovita Pradeshiya Sabha Auditorium.
Our leader has created a strong second-tier leadership in our party. Sajith Premadasa, Akila Viraj Karyavasam, Harin Fernando, Sagar Ratnaik and I were just MPs, but now we are holding ministerial positions. We all have to admit the fact that there aren't better and more educated leaders in the country or in any other political sphere other than the young leaders of the United National Party. Our leader is 70 years old now. There are young leaders in the party now. We are hoping to take the country forward. We are ready to create a new set of leaders. You prepare yourself for that. Get ready to go on that journey with us.
Navin Dissanayake makes an interesting statement about the young leadership of the party. How many young leaders were closed out of the party by Ranil Wickremesinghe over the past 20-odd years? What happens at the UNP? The working committee is appointed until a person who understands the pulse of the people are in the working committee. This situation will not change.
Now, parliamentarian M.S. Sumantiran expressed the following views at a media briefing held in Jaffna today.
There were two reports to be debated in the parliament. One of them was the bond report. Another report was also presented at that time for debate. This is the report compiled by the Bribery Commission about 33 fraudulent activities that took place during the previous regime. When I was speaking about the translations of the Bond Commission report during the party leaders' meeting, I came to a decision that an English translation of the report is required. It was decided at the party leaders' meeting that a Tamil nor a Sinhala translation is needed and an English copy would be sufficient to be debated in Parliament. But on the day the reports were to be debated in Parliament, the Bond Commission report was on our table and it was in English. But the Commission report on fraud and corruption was in Sinhala. I said the report is presented in Sinhala contrary to the decision that was taken at the party leaders' meeting. I said I wanted it in English. According to the statement made by the MP, it is clear that the documents that are necessary for the debate of the bond scam were available. This debate was to be held mainly to discuss the bond scam and not the Pressifac report. When it was aired that an English copy was unavailable, the leader of the House, Minister Lakshman Kiriyalla, immediately made arrangements to postpone the debate. The Speaker of Parliament then said the debate can be postponed with the approval of the House. It is clear that the MPs attempted to postpone the debate, claiming that the English translation of another report was not available. We urge the government to immediately hold the debate on the bond scam, as the English copy of the report is available.
Today is day 5 of the Gum at the Door-to-Door initiative. With the support of the University of Peradeniya, the teams have been travelling in several districts, identifying the problems of the people.
Gum at the Door-to-Door initiative.
The residents of Galvava in Hambantota are battered by the human-elephant conflict over a long period of time. Their property as well as the cultivation is being destroyed by wild elephants on a regular basis. Several residents of the village have also been attacked by wild elephants. This is how the elephants mercilessly destroy the crops. The people say that the elephant fence does not yield the anticipated results as a result of elephants that arrive at the village in groups. The residents of this village too have not received a solution for the wild elephant issue. In addition, they also face a drinking water problem. Parents claim that they are afraid to send their children to school. The elephants that come into the village by night destroy the property of these villagers, rendering them helpless. The residents of the Vakanda village in Debukkava are suffering as a result of the lack of clean drinking water. The villagers point out that the filtration system located in the village does not function properly. The residents of this village are also undergoing hardships as a result of the unavailability of proper roads. The only bus that runs through the village does not operate regularly. The teachers who are supposed to be teaching at the primary school in the village find it difficult to arrive at the school since there is no mode of transport. The residents of this village too are facing hardships as a result of the lack of a proper road. They are severely inconvenienced when taking a patient or a pregnant mother to hospital on this road. The residents of Apakanda also claim that they have issues with roads. In addition, they do not have access to clean drinking water. The salinity of the water in this village with around 60 families is extremely high and is not suitable for human consumption. These people are provided with 60 litres of water a week, and that too has to be purchased. They do not have an elephant fence around the village. As a result, they too are facing the human-elephant conflict. The residents of this village are battered by the drought. They have to walk for over 12 kilometers to look for clean drinking water. The villagers charge that they fall victim to wild elephants along the way. A majority of the farmers in the village have given up farming and are working as day laborers.
Gum at the Door-to-Door initiative.
Now, reports reveal that digital literacy has reached 39% and ICT exports have surpassed $1 billion, making ICT the 5th largest foreign exchange revenue earner in Sri Lanka.
With these developments, the newly appointed leadership and management of ICTA are looking at the key initiatives including the digital legal enablers such as the Electronic Transaction Act, the Computer Crimes Act, the Payment Device Frauds Act and the setting up of the Digital Certificate Framework for Payment and Settlement Systems Act for the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Presently, ICTA formulates regulations for implementing of cross-government digital solutions to facilitate cross-border access to electronic evidence. The ICT industry is a key development sector in the country which contributes significantly to GDP and foreign income of the country.
As you just witnessed, the Sri Lankan team that won the Carrom World Cup 2018 visited the Newsfirst head office in Colombo today. You can watch the details on our website www.newsfirst.lk. And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Weekend Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.